Hello, welcome everyone to another episode of Inside Sweet Tooth, where we examined some of the people who make Sweet Tooth possible. And today we have Michael Moss, who is the owner of Sweet Shop USA, where we get those great truffles. Michael, how are you doing?
Good, fine. Thanks, Jeff, for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thanks for joining us. So you've I know you've I guess recently purchased Sweet Shop, at least you've been with it 4 years or so. So how did you come to, what did you do before that? How did you come to own Sweet Shop?
Yeah, so my first career was in banking for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And out of that relationship, I ended up leaving banking for the food business and worked for 10 years at our family business in Dallas. We manufacture frozen refrigerated foods
Oh yeah.
and had some specialty food products there as well. And it was during my time there that I got to know Sweet Shop and Jim and Krista, who were my former business partners. They reached out to me in 2012 when they were ready to retire and um, introduced me to an opportunity at Sweet Shop that I couldn't resist. So I came over as president in 2012, and then my wife and I bought the company in 2016.
All right. All right, great. Well, um, as you know, we've talked a little bit, but that we've carried Sweet Tooth has carried Sweet Shop for 27
Yes,
years, so
that's right.
this has been, a real staple with our business. So
Yes.
can you give us, for some of the people maybe might not know, a little bit of the history of Sweet Shop?
Sure. Well, thank you for carrying the product for 26 years.
Sure.
We have a multitude of retailers across the US, just like yourself, that have 20, 30 years of loyalty to our brand. And that is what a great brand is built on. And that's one of the main reasons why my wife and I moved our whole family out to East Texas, away from Dallas. We've been there for years. We moved out here, which is about 2 hours away. And we would not have had the faith to do that had we not known the brand was so strong and so many loyal retailers like yourself. Um, so the brand is actually 50 years old. The company was started in Fort Worth as Frandale Candies back years ago. Jim Webb purchased the company in 1971, changed the name to Sweet Shop Candies Incorporated.
Mm-hmm.
And we were located in Fort Worth all the way until the year 2000, when a tornado leveled the factory. And you probably remember that because
Yes.
you were buying chocolate from us at that time. And some of the equipment made it through the tornado. The building was gone. We were fortunate that none of our employees were lost in the storm. But it took Sweet Shop a few years to reestablish in Fort Worth, before, I guess, 2008, when the decision was finally made to move the company out to East Texas.
Mm,
Uh,
okay.
at the time, there were some great incentives to come out to East Texas. Land and real estate was more favorable here than in the Dallas area. And we have a great supply of talented labor here in Mount Pleasant, that we've been able to train to be chocolatiers. So it's been a really good move for the company.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you were talking about that, employees and everything, and can you give people a little sense of what it's like? I mean, how many employees you have hand making these all these truffles and things?
Yeah, so we normally have between 80 and 150 employees, depending on the
Really?
time of year. Some years we don't get down to 80. We're busy enough through the summer months that we can keep around 100 or so the last few years. But it takes us 6 to 8 weeks to train one chocolate dipper or one chocolate decorator.
Hmm.
So it's really important to us to hire the right people in, to invest all that training in them, and to make sure that they're happy and they stay a long time. So we're very blessed to have a lot of employees that have been here for a number of years. Many of our employees actually came from Fort Worth,
Oh
and are
yeah.
still here with us.
Oh great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shows, that speaks a lot about the company. The now Sweet Shop sells other things like Price's, Anna Claire's, and Mrs. Weinstein's toffees. Um,
Yes.
Can you tell us anything about those other
Yeah,
branded
so
products?
yeah, we have a family of brands actually. Mrs. Weinstein's Toffee and Price's Fine Chocolates were both acquired by Sweet Shop just about 20 plus years ago, 22, 23 years ago, prior to the tornado. And Mrs. Weinstein's Toffee was a award-winning boutique toffee brand based out of Santa Barbara, California. And Lottie Weinstein is still alive. She had a great product. It was her grandmother's recipe, and she'd built quite a regional following out there. But it was time at that time. Sweet Shop really wanted a toffee brand, and hers was one of the most awarded at the fancy food shows, and the recipe's delicious. And so we bought that brand and then revitalized the packaging back in 2013. Then for Price's Fine Chocolate, that brand was actually created in 1913 by Charles H. Price in Kansas City, Missouri. And their claim to fame are the chocolate Anna Clairs.
Yeah.
That was his number one selling product. And he named that product after his two favorite dippers, Anna and Claire. That's why they're named Anna Clairs. We still make Anna Clairs the same way that Price's Fine Chocolate did, same equipment, and same ingredients. So that's a really fun fact, and we love that we own a brand that's over 100 years old.
Yeah.
And then our newest acquisition is Big Little Fudge Company, and we
Oh.
acquired Big Little Fudge back in January.
Yeah.
And it was a 10-year-old fudge company based out of Montgomery, Texas, and great, fantastic fudge and really unique packaging. It's predominantly sold in 1.6 ounce cubes that are individually wrapped. And so that's been great with COVID because everyone's looking for individually, or many people are looking for individually wrapped chocolates if they don't have a candy case. And so those fudge products have been really good for us as well.
Yeah.
So those are the main brands within the Sweet Shop family.
All right. That's great. Now, I know occasionally you come up with, and we used to love going to we haven't been in a year or so at the Dallas market, but we used to love going down there because the people were there. And I mean, the people who are there in the Sweet Shop booth are just super helpful, super nice. Of course, they're from Texas. What do you expect?
Yeah.
And they're, I mean, it's just like their family,
Yes.
And
Right.
and we like, and then they would talk about what they're working on and things.
Mhm.
And how do you come up with? I know once in a while though you'll add another truffle or
Yeah.
so and try things. How do you come up with? How does Sweet Shop come up with those? How does that process work?
Yeah, so we do look at trends in the food business to see if there's trends that translate well to chocolate. One thing that's important to us is to know our brand and know our customer. And while one trend, for example, right now in the food business that we laugh a lot about is the insect movement, insects as protein. And we know our customer, and we know that insects and truffles is not going to be a good option for Sweet Shop. So not all trends translate. That would be one that does not. But
Right.
so we look for inspiration in the food business. We also look for inspiration among our employees and our staff. And some of our best ideas come from our retailers, just like you.
Mhm.
So some of the new truffles that we brought out this year is the Very Cherry Cheesecake truffle.
Mhm.
That
Yeah,
was an idea that one of our customers had that we thought was a great idea. And so we worked on that. Took us a while to figure that one out, but we're super happy with the product now. And then I lost my maternal grandmother last year, and she was known in her part of Texas for her pecan pies. So I had the idea to do a pecan pie truffle, and sort of with her passing, it made it more important to me to bring that out. So we
Mhm.
finished that truffle and named it Ruby's Pecan Pie Truffle, and that's one of our new truffles as well. So we get
Yeah.
inspiration from our family, from our friends, from retailers, and from the food industry.
Yeah, that is that's all good to know. There's just a lot that goes into these things that people don't excuse me, don't really realize.
Yeah.
So how do you do you obviously gear up for seasonal
Yeah.
candies
Yeah.
and things. I mean, how early do you all start in on those things?
So we'll start development for a season. Normally, when I began working at Sweet Shop about 8 years ago, we would start a year in advance.
Mhm.
So if it's coming up Halloween season right now, we would be working for Halloween 2021. That has changed, and now it's about 18 months. So
Ah,
we're actually working now for Valentine's 2022.
mhm.
So we begin development about a year and a half ahead of time. And as far as production goes, we normally start producing about 6 to 9 months before the holiday, which obviously makes Halloween, Christmas, and Valentine's difficult because those holidays fall within a shorter time period, and
Yeah,
they're our biggest holidays. So,
yeah,
um, so as soon as Valentine's is over, we'll start some Mother's Day and Easter. We'll start shipping some of that product, but then we'll begin immediately starting to gear up again for Christmas and Valentine's,
yeah,
early as March.
yeah, yeah. That's amazing. Well, do you have any new things coming up on the horizon you can share with us, or any ideas that directions you're going?
Yeah, so some things that we're working on that we're excited about. We've got a new fudge bar coming out. For those customers of yours that may be familiar with the Welch's fudge bar from years past, it was very popular
Mhm.
from about the 20s until about the 60s, 70s. There's not been another fudge bar on the market really in the last 3 or 4 decades. So with the purchase of the fudge company, it allowed us to uh, provide a fudge bar to our customers. So that fudge bar is available right now for bulk customers with a candy case. It'll
Mhm.
soon have wrapping on it, so we'll be able to have that for sale as a wrapped candy bar. So that's one thing. We're also expanding our Pettifor line. You've begun to see in the last few seasonal catalogs, we've done some seasonal Pettifor cake
Mhm.
bites. We're going to continue to expand that and offer that bulk year round for our customers with cases like yourself. Um, and so those are two things that you'll continue to see us expand on, as well as probably some more snack mixes. Um,
Ah.
we've done quite a few dry snack mixes, and we're starting
Mhm.
to understand how to incorporate those into our sweet shop lineup as well.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, Michael, I really appreciate you taking time to talk with us and
Sure.
fill some people in about the inside workings of Sweet Shop.
Yeah. Thanks for having us. We'll look forward to doing it again sometime.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right, thanks a lot, and everyone, thanks for watching uh, today. And again, our thanks to Michael Moss from Sweet Shop.
Yep.
We'll
Thanks.
talk to you later.
Okay.